And welcome everybody to the live version of our podcast, Sports Lab Podcast. My name is E. Bass, and this is my good fellow, my good buddy, Coach Cook.
In the building. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, on this beautiful Sunday afternoon?
Beautiful, hot Phoenix Sunday afternoon. It feels relatively
hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's hot.
It's getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and
It is 78 degrees right now
78?
outside. 78. I think the clock just said 78.
I don't know. I think that's 78 in here. It's like 1,000 degrees outside.
It's a hot one out there later. Please stay hydrated, and if you get too hot, go somewhere where some shade at and sit it on down.
Yeah, those of you who haven't been in Phoenix for a summer, a full summer yet,
Full summer.
then prepare yourself.
Hydration, water, plenty of water.
You got to have water packs on.
Okay.
You got to pack it on.
Right.
You got to drink, hydrate. You got to act like you're in the Sahara Desert running a marathon just to go from your house to your car.
From your couch to the door, it's hot. Look, so
From the couch.
from the couch to the door. Long sleeves is the trick in Arizona. A lot of people don't believe that.
I've never done it before. I've never tried it. So have you tried it before?
Yeah, I work out there. I'm down there
So
with the
you
doc.
know.
Shout out to all my guys at the
out.
X. Yeah, we wear long sleeves to protect our arms. We stay cooler
the
that
sun,
way,
yeah.
so you know what I mean. We don't.
So
get
does
heated
it
up.
does it keep you cooler?
At times it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. But in theory it does. It just keeps your arms protected from grease and other things, and that sun doesn't directly hit the skin. Skin is tender.
It is. In the heat out here, it's tender.
The
Very
heat out here is no
hot.
joke. It's catfish grease out here. That's what it is. A lot of us wear rags around our heads, sombreros, caps, and we drink plenty of water. Please stay hydrated in Arizona, ladies and gentlemen.
Please.
E,
Go
what's up,
swimming.
man?
I'm doing really good today. I feel like a good day. I'm glad to be here in the lab as usual.
Okay.
Just to talk sports, man, because there's a lot going on in the sporting world this week.
So much
a lot going on.
A lot going on.
Between the NBA finals, between the IFL, between
Yes.
the sadness of the Rattlers on Saturday. What's going on? We're gonna get to them in a minute.
Okay.
I know.
Right.
Water.
Yes.
Okay.
Reserve. Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Let me hear a
Yeah.
little something.
Get a little something.
Go for it.
And baseball. Talk a little bit of baseball.
little bit
And
of
we
baseball.
got some news in the sporting world that's pretty wild, and we're gonna dive into that and see what our opinion. We're just gonna talk about it. 'Cause that's
What we
do
think
here.
about it.
We talk about sports.
What do
So
you think about it?
what's going on tonight? Big time game number dos.
Boom. We in the building. Indiana Pacers
Mm-hmm.
versus you guys' OKC.
Did you watch that game live?
I was at the workhouse. I did not get a chance. I was making a living.
I just happened.
I was making a
I
living.
was I just happened to be watching it, and no, sorry, I wasn't watching it. I was listening to it. I was going old school. I was listening to the radio version of it because I don't have YouTube TV anymore, so I got rid of that. It cost too much.
Okay.
So I was listening to it,
Copy that.
and the whole series of events that happened in that 30 seconds or whatever it was, a minute. It was crazy, but it was so fun to. I can't say it was so fun to watch. It was so fun to listen to.
Yeah. Because you had to put the pictures with the words.
I did, yeah. And then later on, I was able to watch it and go, wow, he wasn't. That was a tough last shot that Halliburton had to take.
So
Tough.
my whole thing was, I'm driving to work. I'm finding out what's going on. I shouldn't be texting and driving. Please do not text and drive at the same time.
Unless you're good at it.
Unless you're
We're pro.
at all.
Him and I are professionals.
At all. Please don't do that, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm texting. And I'm on my way to the work site, and I'm texting. I'm trying to see what's going on with the score, and OKC was giving it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Was giving it to him from what I was seeing. It was giving it to him. I was like, okay, all right, it's still cool. It's halftime. I ain't worried about it. It's the first game. Whoop. I get a few more clicks up the road. I get to the work site. I see my partner Enrique. I say, man, what is going on? Indiana ain't doing the damn thing. He's like, relax. It's okay. It's not over. Man, it don't look good. I was trashing him. Another partner heard me trash them, and he called me on it later on in that night. So I'm getting secondhand information. I finally get to my last destination for the night where I'm going to spend the rest of my night at, and They come back and they win.
They come back.
They came back and they
Unbelievable.
won, and I was lit. I was just excited about it.
So what was your initial thoughts of that game? Like seeing what you were seeing the whole game, and then what happened at the end?
Actually, just hearing, because I didn't watch. I was on my way. I was in flight while the game was going on. So to hear about what was going on, I was like, okay, OKC's ahead. It was a 9-point lead. It was a 10-point lead. They was controlling the game up to that point. I kind of had that feeling in my head that they were going to come out and control the game from the beginning. It was going to be their game.
They did.
They did.
100%. They controlled 99% of that game.
So I just never gave up hope on Indiana. I did. I felt weak
because that's your team.
That's who I want to win.
That's who you want to win.
That's who I want to win. So I was the faith was getting weak because that, like I said, it was third quarter. It was getting close to it, and I wasn't hearing any good news. To only find out that they did something amazing in that fourth quarter, third quarter, and fought back and hung in there and pulled it off.
So the play before the Halliburton play, SGA had a pretty clear-ish shot about 15 feet out that he missed. There was some great defense. I think it was Naismith that had SGA, but that could have clinched it. The MVP of the league
missed the mid-range.
Missed a major mid-range shot. That was his shot, but he clanked it out the back end of the rim.
Okay.
So I think predictions for the game tonight, the SGA is going to come out hot. He's going to get over 30-plus points, I think, and he's going to put it to him, I think. I have a feeling that they're going to come back because historically OKC have, after a loss, because remember what they did with the Knicks? No, it wasn't the Knicks. Who was it? It was the team before the Pacers. The team before, who'd they play? Damn, maybe it was Denver. Maybe it was Denver. Because remember the Denver that they came back the game that they lost and they beat him by like 40 points.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's gonna happen tonight too.
So that's your prediction that they're gonna come out busting, on fire.
I think so. Yeah. They have to.
Okay.
This is game 2 of the NBA Finals. You get down 2-0 at home.
Is it bleak after that? Is it over after that if you're down 2 games?
Yes, it is bleak, ugly, and you're not good. You're the best.
I disagree with that. You can go down 2.
You can't. Well, yeah.
We seen somebody come back from 3-1.
We did.
So you can go down 2. It just depends on your mindset and how you accept those losses. If you can't reset from that to get back on track, that's your issue. But it's not over until it's over.
Statistically, it's over if that happens. Statistically, the odds are against those teams that are down 3-1, and this team doesn't have LeBron James on it.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No.
So
still,
but they have a bunch of young players.
They got young players.
It's gonna be a good match. I like it. I hope tonight. I hope they do win because I want to make it a series. I don't want it to be.
No.
I don't want that.
And I've been saving it. Everybody's wondering probably what I'm going to take, who I'm going to take, and I'm staying with Indiana. I'm saying we're going to do it twice.
I mean, I do like Indiana. I like Indiana. I think they're just, if they pull it off, it's going to have to be a Game 7 victory.
If they pull it off, they're going to have to pull it off like they just did. They're going to have to stay in the game, stay focused, no matter what the score looks like, and keep fighting. That's that veteranship. That's that leadership that they displayed right there. And if they repeat the same formula, which that's how life is, right? You repeat the same formula, you'll 9 times out of 10 you get those. That works. You'll get the same results. Do it again.
But if they do it again, because this was a last-second shot that happened to go in from 18 feet out, that's not the type of plan that they want to have to end this game. They want to win by more than
comfortably. Yes, of course.
So
but you
if
keep
you look at the
game,
though, I even sent you that text. I sent you the picture of the graph of the scores going all the way up, right?
Yeah.
And Oklahoma was ahead the whole entire time until that very end when they touched and went right and Pacers went ahead, obviously. But I don't think the Pacers want that type of game plan again. They want to be ahead going into that last.
They would like to be comfortable. Everybody would like to be comfortable,
right? They want the victory formation.
They want to know ahead of time that they won the game, but sometimes it doesn't happen like that.
I mean, Halliburton only had 21 points.
They kept fighting. They did not lose focus. They didn't get distraught. They didn't get down on themselves. They said, let's just keep fighting. And they did keep fighting. They kept fighting. They made it happen. You could almost say it was a lucky shot. You could say OKC took the foot off of the neck. But that's the coach's problem because they took out Chet. They took out Shai, from what I heard, and another player in the fourth quarter. They took him out of the game. Boom. What'd you do that for? They already showed defeat when you did that.
Yeah. Maybe,
in my eyes.
But
y'all don't want no more smoke?
Is that the coach's problem? Because you see these players, I'm too tired. I just need a couple minutes to get myself back.
A little bit of both. Probably they were like, okay, it's over. We're done. You know what I'm saying? We didn't lost our league. We didn't lost the momentum. So we'll just regather and regroup, which could go against them because game 2, Indiana going to come back on fire. The mental mistakes that they made in game 1, they're not going to make in game 2. The opportunities to get ahead and stay ahead, they're not going to miss those opportunities. They're not going to miss those rebounds. They were the underdog going into it, so they coming in with their head up and their chest out. Game 2, Indiana. I said it in the lab. Say something to me.
All right.
I don't care nothing about you OKC fans out there. Y'all watch out tonight because it's going down. Indiana going to get in there too, and I'm going to call it out. It might go to overtime, and Indiana might have to pull this off. We might go to OT.
Vegas, the betting odds, Vegas has them at 10.5. Has OKC at 10.5.
So disrespectful.
They're big time disrespectful.
So disrespectful.
I think that's what they had them in game 1 too. So they're gonna copy it again.
Right.
10.5 points spread for Oklahoma City tonight. We'll see what happens.
They just don't believe that Indiana.
I think OKC is gonna win. But if
are you taking OKC on it?
If I'm gonna place a bet though, I'm gonna put I'll do that same bet I did last time, which was bet Indiana for the spread 10.5. I think they'll lose, but they won't lose by more than 11.
They won't. Okay. Well, hey, you heard it there. If you're
go.
Smart, you stick with Coach Cook. You stick with Coach Cook. You see what I
Coach
did?
Cook
Game
sealing
1.
the deal.
I
Here
called
we go.
Indiana, and I'm gonna say they're gonna do it again. They're gonna go up to. They're gonna deliver another deadly blow to that young OKC team.
Okay.
They can. 5 o'clock
we'll see
tonight.
what happens. Yep, 5 o'clock tonight. Couple hours.
Couple hours. We gotta take care of this business and get on up out of here.
That's right.
I'm gonna watch that. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that.
I'm gonna listen to it.
You gonna listen to it?
That's what I do.
Okay, copy that.
I guess now.
You have to.
We have some. So OTAs have been starting off in the NFL. All you NFL fans out there, this should excite you because this is the beginning, kind of the season, preseason workouts. So the OTAs is the, you don't have to dress down. You don't even have to be there. It's all voluntary. And there's some players out there, though. I mean, if we talk about a little bit about the 49ers, there's a lot going on in the 49ers. Brock Purdy signed. We're still waiting on Brandon Ayuk to come back. He's hurt. Kittle's, I think, a little banged up. McCaffrey's back. He's been taking some reps. So 49er fans out there, we got some promise going into this season. Trent Williams is out there at the OTAs as well.
Okay.
So they're all making their faces known at these OTAs. So it's good to see.
It's good to see. Over there in the Chiefs department, we got some offensive line adjustments. They're looking at their depth chart with the rookie Kinsley, Suamataia.
Just go for it.
I didn't want to dog him out.
Go for it.
Yes. Suamataia competing for the starting left guard position. KS. The current projected starting lineup includes Jalen Moore, Sumter, Creed Humphrey, Devon Smith, and Jawan Taylor. So they're working on that line down there in Kansas City to protect that guy and keep him upright, so he can complete his passes, do his things. We got some wide receiver work. Marquise Hollywood Brown. He re-signed and came back with the Chiefs for a 1-year deal of $11 million after a limited 2024 season due to injuries. Hollywood
$11
Brown.
million, man. Could you play for $11 million?
I think I can do something for $11 million.
I can do that for $11 million.
I can do something. I can take some physical abuse. I can, fill in for a few guys.
One hit. I'd be done.
Yeah, two, 3 hits. I can take two, 3. I take 2,
bigger
3.
than I am.
$11 million. I can take 2, 3 hits. What I got to do.
I could too. Yeah.
So the Chiefs are beefing up over there in their OTAs. They're getting things going. They're adjusting their line. They're adding some pieces, seeing what they want and what they don't want. That's what I like over there. I like taking care of that offensive line over there in Kansas City.
You got to keep Mahomes safe.
Yep,
If you keep
yes.
Mahomes safe,
That's
then
the ticket right
good
there.
things are going to happen.
Well, yeah. We'll end up going to the championship. Yes, Philadelphia did take care of that business, but we were there.
You were there.
We were there.
We know all too well of being there.
Yeah.
The last 3 Super Bowls
Kansas
that we
City,
were at.
yeah, absolutely.
And, we know how those ended up.
But
that's okay. We're still pushing forward, like you said. Take that as momentum to build forward into the future.
Absolutely.
Because it's a brand new season. 0-0.
Starts all over.
Yep.
And you build on from what you had last year. Anyway, your Raiders fans out there got AJ over there participating out there in OTAs, the little running back out of Boise State doing something beautiful over there. And I like the guy.
I can't wait to see him.
His teammates are already just ranting and raving about this guy, his maturity, his beefiness, how he is out there. He's a real likable guy. He's a running back. He is a running back, and I can't believe I'm saying this, that likes to block. He likes contact. He likes the block. Can you imagine getting stuck by a dude that small coming off or coming in the middle, not expecting to see him, and he explodes in your chest to slow you down a little bit?
Yeah, and he's probably going to have to do that. He's going to have to make that name for himself as a running back. Because you don't see a lot of running backs doing that.
Willing to block, willing to sacrifice. They just want to grab the ball and take off. But this guy is a workaholic. His offensive line is talking real nice about him. He's mature. He's a leader on the team, and I think that's what you want coming out of college.
Going back a little bit, we got somebody on the chat line, Kev Wood, saying he wants us to say something to him about, I hate to say, Indianapolis Pacers.
What you want me?
He says, say something to me, Indy all the way. He says. That's you got it right there.
Rewind the tape after this is over with, and what you say your name was again?
Kev Wood.
Kev Woods. Thank you, sir. Where you coming from? Wait a minute. Matter of fact, Kevin, where did you find out about the Sports Lab, and where are you from? Give us a little information about you, Kev.
Yes, do that while we're talking.
You
write it up. We'll see it.
Let's get to know you a little bit. Anyway, let's go Indiana. I said game 2. I said we're going to do it again. I'm not convinced in OKC. Do they have the capability, the firepower, the youth, and everything else that everybody's saying that OKC has? Yes, of course, but I'm still rooting for the underdog, Indiana, game 2.
And just to be clear, I do also want the Pacers to win.
Not sure about that.
I want them to win really bad because I love an underdog story, and I think that they're good. I like Rick Carlisle as a coach. He deserves something as well.
I'm not sure about that.
OKC, they're young. They'll be back next year.
They'll be back next year.
I'll put that on the record.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They got youth on the side. They got a long way to go to make their mark.
They do.
On
and
the
NBA.
NBA.
Maybe they'll make their mark this year.
And I'm not saying they're not, but
might.
I am rooting for Indiana. Kev.
That's right.
Where's he from?
We're waiting on this.
We're waiting on
this. So,
Copy that.
So Kev, give us some details on that. So, and we won't share anything that's private. Okay.
No, sir. No, sir.
Everything public. Good stuff.
Your business is your business, Kev.
Cardinals, they're also at OTAs. Kyler Murray out there working with his new running or wide receiver Harrison, second season, trying to get back into it again because they were kind of.
Did the Cardinals beef up the line? I don't need my guy Murray out there getting any more concussions.
Yeah, well, yes. He likes to run though. He likes to run.
I don't know if he likes to run. I think he does it because his life's in danger and somebody's trying to kill him.
Well, if you go back and look at the tape, he's had quite a few players that were open that he could throw to, but he decides to run instead. There was a classic one with Marvin Harrison Jr. He was here, and I guess Kyler just didn't see him, and he just took off running. So if he can get that, I mean, what is the 6th season in?
Yeah,
Kyler Murray, and that's one thing that a lot of people say is that football IQ, like you got to find your man instead of running.
Okay,
you got to do that. So
pass first. So he's a run first quarterback.
It seems like it, but he shouldn't be.
He shouldn't
because he's missing players.
Is that a height thing?
Ooh.
Is that a height thing? I'm just saying, being able to see.
I think so.
Some of them offensive lines are
tall.
6'6", 6'7",
6'8".
6'5", 6'8". Those are big
those
guys.
Those guys are big boys.
Big guys clogging up the lane. All that confusion going on. Can he see over the top of them to get something off? Is that why he's choosing to run?
I don't know. How tall is Mahomes?
A lot taller than Kyler
Is
Murray. Yeah, he's
he
got
in
to
the
be 6
6
foot.
foot?
6'1".
Yeah, Kyler Murray's what, 5? What they say, 5'9"?
Little guy, tough guy, but
He's
just
tough.
a little guy.
Yeah.
So-
So, cool. OTAs like that. Now we want to talk a little bit about the draft classes coming in to this year and compare them to some of the classic draft classes from the NFL.
Yeah.
So some really good ones that have been coming around. We can go all the way back to like 1996 with Ray Lewis.
Well, let's keep it up to let's keep it up to date for our younger viewers.
Okay.
Even though they love
they know who he is.
Oh, Ray Lewis?
Yes.
Yeah.
They know who Ray Lewis
They
is. So
know who Ray
they want
Lewis
to,
is.
Terrell Owens came out of that. Marvin Harrison also came out of that group in
Right,
96.
right.
2011, Cam Newton, Von Miller, J.J. Watt, Julio Jones, Richard Sherman, Jason Kelsey. Those guys are all going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Sooner or later, yes, sir.
I would think.
Yes, sir.
That draft class is crazy.
Did you say Cam though?
Maybe not Cam Newton.
Not Cam. I just caught that.
Yeah, maybe
Not that he
Cam
wasn't
Newton.
dope, but I was.
He wasn't. If he would have just dove on that ball, everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Oh,
In the Super Bowl, sacrifice your 6'6", 250-pound body in the last game of your season. Grab the ball.
grab the ball.
Next.
Cam talked a lot for me.
He did.
Wasn't into his style of quarterback,
Mm-hmm.
how he presented himself, stuff like that. He was dope. He was tall. He was big. He could run. He could shoot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Throw the deep ball and stuff like that. I just didn't like the presentation of Cam. I wasn't
Yeah.
sold on him. But Cam Ward coming out back to
That's right.
OTAs.
Mm-hmm.
Another great story about this guy that caught my eye. He's completely different from Shedeur Sanders. He's not that type
Mm-hmm.
of. He doesn't have that type of that trait, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
that Shedeur has. Actually, I read somewhere that the guy went out his way to get to know everybody's name in the facility. This is a young dude.
That means a ton to that team.
This is a young dude
Mm-hmm.
from the maintenance man to the cafeteria lady to the HR personnel. Cam went around and remembered and went out his way to remember everybody's name so he would be able to have a personal conversation with everybody in there. Do you know what that says about a person?
That
an
says a lot.
individual?
Yeah.
That's a smart guy.
It is.
That's an intelligent guy. That's a guy with some type of heart and some type of soul that's going to reflect on the field. For him to remember, you got to figure that there's probably more than 50 people in that facility. For him to go off and remember all those people's names, what is he going to do? What is that going to help? How is that going to help him in the playbook?
A lot.
A lot.
He's got. That's how you sharpen your mind.
That's how you sharp. That's how you
go out
keep it
and
tight.
You go out and you memorize things.
Little things,
Yeah,
little things.
just little things.
So for him to have that type of attitude, to have that type of energy coming into the NFL, expect a lot of positive things out of Cam Ward.
Yep.
I go on the record and say he might be more successful than Shedeur Sanders just from that alone, just from that integrity that
yeah.
he's showing early in his career.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Shedeur Sanders. I don't even know if he's going to be
A starter.
playing. Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows? Hold that thought, ladies and gentlemen. Hold us down, E-Bass. Hold us down.
Okay. Yeah. We just had a quick blackout. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
We're good.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We just had some small technical difficulties.
That's all right. That's all right.
That was our fault.
Yes, sir.
But yes, so Shedeur Sanders. I don't even know if we should even talk about him. Honestly, he's not even on my radar of players I want to watch. The only reason why I want to watch Shedeur Sanders is just to see how he does, because he's so hyped up right now. I just want to see how he does. I hope he's successful. I don't want to bash anybody, but I hope he goes in and kind of got humbled by the NFL draft and does something.
Or the image that he's putting out is just an image for show. Mm-hmm. They do that nowadays. Everybody's an actor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna act a certain way on the show versus what you're gonna see in real life.
Mm-hmm.
As for me, Coach Cook, this is what you get. I'm gonna give you the same energy that I'm giving you right now. If you show me in your face, I don't switch the subject. But some people do.
Yeah. Yep.
Some people do.
Cool. That's the NFL.
That is the
OTAs.
NFL.
Okay.
OTAs.
W.
Yeah,
In.
no.
No WNBA right now?
Not right now. Let's.
The Rattlers. That's right.
Come on.
We got. But it's
Come
so
on.
sad to talk about the Rattlers right now. But that's okay. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
Let's
Tell
go.
me about this game that they played out in
I don't know if
Jacksonville.
it was a game or if they were just out there on vacation. I don't know what they were doing out there.
So
Go for it.
Are you telling me that the last game they lost was in Vegas?
Vegas
and they may
night
have been distracted by
Hawks.
Vegas Knights, and now are you saying they were distracted by Florida nightclubs?
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
Oh, the beach,
Nightlife, the
women,
beach, the girl, yeah.
whatever, everything that Florida has to offer,
They took advantage of
they took advantage of.
because they're on a 2-game losing streak right now.
Yes.
What happened?
Long story short, penalties plagued
Yeah.
the Rattlers.
Yeah.
Play. No self-control from what I'm hearing out there. Reports came back to me late in the middle of the night. 3 unsportsmanlike penalties, ladies and gentlemen. Holding, offsides, and unsportsmanlike conduct at key moments of the game just killed us.
Fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter.
I was looking at the stats, and I noticed that they led in every aspect of the stat sheet
Yeah.
the whole game.
Yeah.
Yards, passing, rushing, total offense, first downs,
Yeah.
penalties. Of
Yeah.
course, they led in penalties.
Yeah,
they led in penalties. They led in
play.
every single category,
Yeah.
and yet they lost.
They lost.
It's crazy.
48-54. They have a tying record with the Jacksonville Sharks at 7-3 piece.
Do now. So what are they? Are they still top They're tied for the top of the board now.
It should be, yeah.
For
Between their division,
Yeah, their respective division.
their respective division. Yes, 7-3. But again, the penalties, they just lost control. The unsportsmanlike conduct at crucial times, at key moments in the
excited
game.
out here.
I don't know why they're losing. They're cool. What is the issue with this? This is 2 games in a row that they done lost that they should have won. 48-54. They started to come back, but it just didn't happen for them. They couldn't complete it. But if they had kept their cool prior to leading up to it, the outcome could have been a lot better. Now they come back this upcoming Saturday, ladies and gentlemen, to play here we go. Watch this here.
Here we go.
Tucson Sugar Skulls.
Yes, Sugar Skulls.
I got you right. I got that name right this time.
Sugar Skulls. And who's the owner of the Sugar Skulls?
You want to put that information out there?
They can Google it.
They can Google it.
Yeah.
If you want to Google it, Google it.
Google
and
that
you'll
info.
see what I'm trying to say without trying to say it, but I'm
Yeah.
saying it.
Because isn't it tied 1-1 right now with
Between them,
the two?
from the last meetings, yeah.
Yeah. So we could talk a lot about that.
We
Bo.
can talk a lot about it, but let's keep our eye on that. That's Saturday at home, live from Glendale, Arizona, and we'll
7:05?
7:05. We'll be hosting those Tucson Sugar Skulls, and we're gonna see what happened. Remember, I told y'all to keep an eye out on the game due to those that affiliation that we were just talking about right now. Let's keep a little eye out on the game. Let's see if the Rattlers lose this game. Then I'm questioning the whole system. I'm questioning the whole system if the Rattlers lose this game.
Yeah. Let's hope not.
Let's hope not.
Let's
Go
keep it
out
real.
and have a good time, though. Anyway, it's a bump and jumping place
It is.
down there in the Snake Pit.
As always,
As
you
always,
get a free football.
You get a free football.
You could. Yeah. Just throw them out.
$18 tickets. You guys go out there
Yeah.
and take the family and
It's a
enjoy
good
the game. And you know what? Should we go to that game? Should we? What do you got cracking next Saturday?
Next Saturday?
Yes, sir.
I don't know.
You don't
Off
know?
the top of my head. Hi, my
Can
wife.
you
she
see
waving
that
at me.
far into the future?
Yes, next Saturday, but I don't have anything on the calendar, so possibly.
We might have to go down there to motivate these guys.
Yeah.
Maybe the sports
can
lab need to be down there.
Because the last time we went, they won. Maybe it's something.
It's something.
I don't know.
You might get introduced. You might catch Agent Roger Reese down there in the Snake Pit, and to experience that guy
I have to. I got to
would be
experience this
would
guy.
be a good time for you.
Let's think about that.
Let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I like it.
All right.
So MLB, we're just gonna talk a little about MLB.
Little
Not
bit
much.
about- not
MLB. I mean, there is something going on in the
very
MLB in the National League West.
He called it again.
Each team in the NL West now has 10 wins or more.
Each team in the NL West has 10 wins.
Yes, including your Colorado Rockies. I cannot believe it.
Why can't you believe
The
it?
Colorado Rockies
What's so hard to believe?
went in
Yeah.
and they played the Florida Marlins,
Talk to me.
which are not a very good team by themselves.
Is that an excuse?
Yes,
Just because they're not good?
pretty much.
They're MLB.
But they
Anyway.
went in and they
What'd they
did
do?
something that they haven't done in a year
One whole year, 365 days.
or more. They won a series.
They
3
won a
games in a row.
Bow.
They
Bow.
won the first series in 1 year versus the Florida Marlins. So that puts them above 10-game wins. So now they're kind of out of the range of being the worst team ever in the MLB.
Right.
But we'll see how.
But that's
things
not
happen.
all. That starts something. And so now, okay, what the Colorado Rockies have to do is to repeat the process from start to finish. Whatever drove them to win this shit, whatever you laugh.
I think it was
laugh.
the Florida Marlins that drove them to win.
No. You laugh, but you
Bad baseball versus bad baseball.
So, but you can take that and you can build on that. You can keep going forward with that. You can, just because it's a bad team doesn't mean that you can't use that to.
So let's look at what has happened after the Marlins. They played the New York Mets, which are one of the best teams in baseball right now.
And they won that game.
No, they didn't. They lost. They lost 2. They're playing right now, and let's see, are they down? I think they're down 8. No, they lost. They lost 8-1. The score right now is
7-3.
close.
Boom.
10-2. 10-2 in favor of the Mets. So yeah, they're putting them on the Colorado Rockies. So
Hey, you keep.
you know what? You take the wins when you can get them, and you
keep
take
fighting.
the losses when they come. Which is very often with the
You just keep fighting. Colorado Rockies, my Arizona Rattlers. You guys just keep fighting. You got to have a quarterback's memory and let it go on a bad throw.
That's right. So again, MLB. We'll talk about them later in the months coming up because it's still a short season or a long season. So moving on
Two.
Let's do the WNBA.
We want to talk WNBA.
Yeah, man. Stuff going on in the WNBA.
What you got
right
going
now.
on for the WNBA?
Well,
Caitlin Clark back yet?
She's not back yet. She's more, I don't want to say questionable, but she's close to coming back. She said she could be back now, but she's taking that time right now to just make sure that the injury, because I think it's a hamstring injury, and if anybody has ever had a hamstring injury,
Is it a real hamstring injury?
those things, they hurt.
What was it? A real hamstring?
I don't know.
Or was it because of all the stuff that's going on between her and Angel Reese? She had to bow out gracefully and say, "Okay, if it's gonna be like this, I'm gonna take my game away from the game, and y'all gonna lose some money and appreciate me a little more." Was this a stunt? Can we buy that she got into some type of accident? She had some type of injury?
I don't know.
Are you sure about that?
Probably not. No, I'm sure she had an injury. But the good thing is that they've actually won. They won their last game.
So without her,
guess who they played?
Chicago Sky. Yes,
that's right, Chicago Sky. And guess how many points Reese had?
Listen, I'm gonna go. You know what? That's my partner. I'm rooting for her too. She goes into the same category as Colorado and these Rattlers over here. As far as being a comeback story, I'm gonna say she probably gave you. Knowing her, if I miss my guess, I'm gonna say 20 points. 20 points and probably 15 rebounds. Go ahead and talk to him, E-Bass. Let her know. 20 points and 12 rebounds. I've been seeing little videos about her and getting her footwork together and stuff like that. I think she's coming around.
Right. You would think.
That type of energy, you're telling me I'm wrong. I can see it in your face.
Yeah. You know how many points she had?
20. I said 20. That's what I think.
That's what you think?
That's
She had 20?
Talk to me.
3.
Of who? Oh, that's the assists. 3 assists. I'm talking about the points, the money. How much money did she get?
Yeah, 3 points. It was a bad rebounding night for her. Okay, I mean it was bad.
It was bad.
She
3
didn't play
points.
well, but
How many minutes?
I don't know how many minutes, but I know that they just was not good.
No,
they had a bad time. So then they also let's see, Phoenix Mercury though.
Let's go.
They're doing good. They're still second place in in the Western Conference standings behind Minnesota, who's undefeated. Them and the Liberty are both undefeated, 8-0. But they're holding tight. They're 6-4 right now. Three games back from the lead in the Western Conference.
Mercury always kind of holds it down, right? They've been a respectable team for a while now.
They have been pretty, yeah. They have been,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. And now they lost, some of their big time players, and so yeah. But they're rebuilding. So they're
rebuilding. Out with the old. Respectfully,
well.
I say that. Out with the old, in with the new.
In with the new guns. Absolutely.
But they've always had a respectable franchise, the Mercury. We got to go visit one of those games too.
We do.
These days. Yeah.
We got to go.
We
see
do because
them
you just
100%.
bust out with a shirt last week about that, right?
I did.
Boom.
Yeah.
So
I'm
we
in.
Go show up.
I am involved with the WNBA.
All right.
And I think everybody in the Valley should be involved in the WNBA as well.
Not just the WNBA, but your Arizona Rattlers, your Cardinals, your Devils,
You know
your
what? You
Wildcats. All AZ should be represented to the fullest. Go ahead.
You got so many sports here in the Valley that you could see a game at any time during the year, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
No matter what. Even those minor leaguers, like I guess they're not minor league, the soccer team.
Yeah.
They're Major League Soccer, but not a lot of people go to them. But I think you should go to them. Support the teams.
Get out of the house. I think it's about activities too.
Right. Family activities.
Family
take your kids
activity.
out.
How many times you get caught up saying, "What do we have to do?" When there's so many different things out there to do. You just got to get hydrated first. A sombrero, some type of towel to go around the back of your neck to get the sweat.
Especially soccer games.
Especially soccer games, baseball games, little league games, stuff like that. There's so much stuff to do. Why are people in the house?
Yeah.
Get out.
Yep. And so Caitlin Watts, she should be back on Tuesday. Maybe is what they're saying.
All right. What was the attendance in that game?
Ooh, good question.
Yeah, great question. What was the attendance in the game? You have no Caitlin Clark, and you have Angel Reese. Respectfully, only gave you 3 points. 3 points. They're dogging her out too. They're not nice to her. They say her game is just pretty much trash, and but I see videos of her out there working on her game, doing stuff like that. So I don't know if it's crossing over yet.
I do see that as well, and it still doesn't look great.
What's awkward about it? Is it?
Man, the one I saw, so this was an actual video of one of her coaches that they put up of her, and they said, "Oh, she's in the gym putting in some more time," and she's at the free throw line. She shoots a free throw, she makes it. Okay. But then they showed her do a move. It was like she tried to go right, or no, she was dribbling right. She stopped, and then did a step back, but she had the ball right in front of her like this.
Okay.
Could get easily tapped out. I'm like, who's putting this video up of her making this move that was not good move at all? Don't put that video up.
So what I take from that is that her mechanics are still off.
Her mechanics are still off. Yes, she needs help with her mechanics. She's just
awkward.
Yeah, she's just awkward. She needs to take the basketball and put it aside, and she needs to go do a ballet class.
Dance, yeah,
dancing.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
she's got to go dancing. A lot of NBA players did that back in the 80s.
Mike Jordan did that too. Yeah, started all kinds of things.
Learn footwork.
Footwork, yes.
Learn the footwork. That's what she's got to do.
I said that. What was that? Not last week or week before. Go down there and spend some time with the fundamental Tim Duncan about footwork. She got to get her footwork done.
Yeah.
Down.
You asked about the attendance. So this was at Chicago in the Staples Center. 19,000 people showed up.
At home?
At Chicago, yeah.
Yeah.
At Staples Center. Not Staples Center. The United Center.
Center.
The United Center, yeah.
So
19,496 people showed up.
Was that more for to support Angel Reese being home? Or
could be, yeah. So that was a big attendance for them.
That was a big attendance. Without Caitlin Clark,
without Caitlin Clark.
Was she at the game though?
Yeah.
She was. She would have to be, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they still pulled a crowd. She didn't have her best game. Her next game would be Angel Reese.
Angel Reese's next game is... That's a good question.
It's a great question. Let's think about it.
It's a great question.
So she just needs to work on her fundamentals, take it back to the lab, and start from the beginning, which a lot of people have to do sometimes and be willing to do.
Ooh, yikes. Wrong with that. Yikes. So they got the Fever. Or they got the Liberty.
That's undefeated.
That's undefeated.
That's going to be a tough game.
That's the 10th. So what's today, the 8th? 2 days from now.
So we can go to FanDuel and put it on.
Yeah, you could bet that. Bet the spread. Bet the money line. But bet probably the under. Bet the under.
Bet the under.
Yeah. Who knows? But
There's no chance.
there's a very likely.
There's always a chance. There's supposed to be always a chance to do something.
Well, this
Maybe
is
that's
true.
a trap game. Maybe that everybody would think that Liberty would wash them, especially
true.
with him doing 3 points. And then she busts out and give you 20, give you 12, 15 rebounds, give you a few assists, a couple block shots. That's a trap game.
True.
Could
She's still
be.
averaging 13 rebounds a game, though.
And that's better than some NBA players.
It is. Yeah. I mean,
That's
she's tall.
taller and bigger.
She's tall. She's big, so she should be getting the rebounds.
She's averaging more rebounds than some NBA players that should be averaging rebounds.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Correction. Sorry.
Ooh.
In my ear, there's a correction.
Go for it.
4 points Angel Reese had, not 3 points.
Give
I
her,
apologize,
give her,
Angel
give her
Reese.
all her money, man.
I gotta give
You
that
don't sell
back.
her
She
short,
had 4
man.
points, 12 rebounds,
My
though.
bad,
12
Miss
rebounds
Reese.
and 3 turnovers.
Give her all her money, man.
3 turnovers, probably, dribbling off the toe, maybe.
You gotta leave her alone, man. She gonna come around, man. Yeah,
I hope she does.
I'm
She's-
rooting for her, man. She gonna come around, and it's gonna
And those
be
are really
amazing.
good stories. Those are good stories to see, though. You gotta love a comeback story.
Gotta love a
I
comeback
love
story.
it. I just don't know if she wants a comeback story.
No, that's the hard part. Does she want it? Can she do it? Yes.
I don't know.
Can she affect everything that's around her to help out young kids that that are coming up behind her,
Yeah.
trying to do like she do? That would be a beautiful thing.
Did you know that the WNBA has an in-season tournament like the NBA does?
Negative. I
Yeah,
did not.
they do.
I did not. We learned a lot of things in here in the laboratory.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So they're in the middle of doing that right now.
Okay.
Of course, New York Liberty, Fever, they're on top. They're both 2-0 in their conference, and the Lynx and Seattle Storm, Mercury, they're right there too. So it's different. Go Google it and see how that thing works. So I think it was it's between June 1st and June 17th.
Copy that. Correction too. Since you said that, I thought about that. Shout out to who was that last week? The poetic thug.
Yeah.
Thug poetry.
Uh-huh.
What's up, Reese?
Oh.
What's up, Reese?
It's Reese.
It's Reese. What's up, Reese? What's going on with you, man? I got you locked in. Oh, and then the
Thank
other
you,
partner,
Reese.
the other, yes, sir.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you, thank
The
you.
other-
Arizona.
Uh-huh.
I'm from something about. He said he was from Arizona. What up, LD? What up, Larry? What's going on?
Oh, so
G? I see.
I knew it. I knew these were fans of yours.
Partners, constituents, people that I
Mm-hmm.
talk to on a regular basis, stuff like that. I didn't know that was their handle on some of these
okay.
sites, but now
They didn't
I
tell you,
do.
don't tell you.
No,
You
no,
got-
no,
you
no.
got
But I
handles
got you
all
now,
over the
though.
place.
What's going on, y'all?
All right, guys. Yeah, thanks for that.
LD Reese, let's go to a game, man.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Final subject to talk about tonight
Yes, sir.
is this judgment that was handed down by a judge. I don't know where she was, but here she is. The U.S. District Judge Claudia Wilkin. She has formally approved the change from amateur sports in college to being able to pay college players moving forward starting July the 1st
So what?
of this year.
What you telling me? I can go from high school to
Yes.
college and pick up a check?
You sure can.
I can get paid?
Yes, you
What?
can get paid, my
That's
friend.
how much they talking about? Minimum wage. They
Well,
finna
that's-
hit me with a ticket.
That's the thing. We don't know yet. But the settlement was $2.8 billion in back pay. Listen to the verbiage that they used. Back pay damages. Interesting word. Back pay damages funded over 10 years. So they have to now back pay players who played from 2016 to now.
And of course,
Over the next 10 years.
over the next 10 years, and of course, there's probably all kind of stipulations to that. Who's been in the league for 10 years that will qualify for that, for something
Man, I
like
don't
that?
know.
Who just
Since
came
2016?
out? Yeah, 2016.
So even last season.
Like
Like Cooper Flagg,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
he'll be one of them, or who came out in like say 2000.
Well, I'm saying somebody that's already in the league right now that
Yeah.
would qualify to get paid.
So
for back
somebody
pay.
who's now.
How long
getting,
has Jalen Hurts been in the league? Not 10 years.
No.
Somebody like him, he would
think so.
have make some more money too, then, right?
Yeah.
If he
Yeah,
if the qualifications,
Yeah, you're
if
right.
he meets the qualifications, he can get another check right there, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking when you said that initially. All
That's
those
good.
players that are already in there making cash, they can.
That's
if
a
you
good
go
question.
back, yeah.
I don't know the stipulations on that part. If they're already making X amount of money playing the game, are they able to get cut a check for when they played back in 2000 or whatever it was in college?
Right.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Great question.
But that's what they're doing. So they're going to go back. It says about 390,000 athletes are going to get paid over the next 10 years, some certain amount of money.
How you feel about that? Is that a good thing? You like that? You like playing? You like being able to pay a 5-star, a 4-star, a 3-star to come to your school and play?
I think that this announcement is going to change college sports forever.
For the good, for the bad? Would that have been...
It's just going to change it forever from here on out.
The fans they understand that change is going to come. Monday is not going to be like Tuesday, and Thursday is not going to be like Sunday.
Yeah.
What's right?
It's going to change.
What? Change?
There's two. You and I were talking about this before the show. So initially, I had thought this is going to change it for the worse. And this is initially what we thought. But then
we did talk about
Coach Cook over here brought up a really good point. So taking aside the paying these athletes money to play college basketball is it gonna make things worse? Yes, I think it is going to make. It's going to make a lot of things worse. It's going to make recruiting more difficult.
Yeah.
It's going to, the portal is going to be wildly in and out, crazy.
Right. Transferring to chase that dollar.
Exactly. And just the psyche of, raising our kids to work hard to improve their craft and to be good at something. I think they're going to take that aside and just look at straight the dollar bills.
Right.
And be like, okay, I can make this amount of money if I do this, so then I'm going to work hard for that.
So early it's going to be instituted in that kid to put a value on his hard work.
Right, to put monetary value on his
How does a
hard
kid
work,
do that? I'm worth $25 an hour minimum wage.
Yeah.
I'm worth this. I'm worth that.
Right,
Why should a kid have to do that?
Well, I think it's going to be the people around him. I think it's going to be those around him that are like, doing all the research to find out how much could this individual get paid. Potentially get paid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you and I just talked about before $25 an hour. Why not $25 an hour?
$25 an hour
for a college student playing football.
But so then they will be treated as an employee since the college is paying that. Is that a student? Is that an athlete? Or is that an employee?
That's one thing that they're not quite sure yet.
They haven't ironed it out yet.
They haven't ironed that part out. So,
well, I would figure if
still in the works.
If they're finna pay in a college player to come to their school and play, then they should be treated as employee. They should get insurance.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All
it's a job, right?
It's a job.
It's a
everything
job
that an employee gets from a job, boom.
Yeah.
Yes. The training and everything that goes along with it. Yes.
Sure. Yeah. Because that's what happens.
Which most of these kids need nowadays. I mean, it could be different types of training that could help them in life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
After football. Finances.
After football, right. Because most of these athletes who are going to get paid, they're not going to go pro. 2% of the 2% of the athletes, I think 2% or less of the athletes in the NCAA, they
go to the next level.
Yeah. So I mean,
well, how about this? Does it even matter anymore to get to the NFL if I'm going to get paid? I can take this money and do right with it.
They're not going to be paying millions of dollars.
No, but these kids are smart nowadays. They could do something with the money.
Yeah.
The internet is, you could do all kind of stuff on it. There's a thing on here that I didn't realize. I just found this out, ladies and gentlemen. It's called the dark web.
Yes.
Did you know something about that?
There's a dark web out there.
I didn't know. Look, I know you're laughing at me and call me what you want to call me, but I didn't know nothing about no dark web. And you can do all kind of stuff on that dark web. You can look at stuff. Anyway, I digress. There's so much nowadays that these kids are doing nowadays to come up with money and stuff like that. All they need is a little startup cash. They don't even have to work that hard. They could build build a business, a drop shipment business online. They can invest their money on it. These people are doing crazy things with money and the internet nowadays. So,
are they going to finish school though? Like, do you think that they are going to have a degree in something and use that money toward that, or
I guess they should if they're paying for it,
or if they're going to stay in for a couple of years, play basketball, get enough money to maybe leave and go
fund a rap career. Everybody wants to be a rap career. Everybody wants to rap anyway. So
fund the rap career.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
But I know. So You mentioned something about the cycle of money.
Yeah.
Tell the viewers about that. I think that was that's tricky.
It was a well put at that moment soliloquy. I might need a little help with it. I was in the moment when I said that, but it is a vicious cycle of money because you said, how'd you put it? You started it off. You said they'll get the contract or they'll make the money. They'll end up having to pay the money back for the schooling, right? How do
right. So people who are on scholarship,
right?
So say they get partial scholarship. So they still have money that they have to.
A low-rated player. Right. This is a 4-star.
Like
this
is
a 3-star. Right.
2-star
player. Right.
That they come in and they they get a half scholarship or no scholarship at all.
At all. Right.
And so they're being paid this money. Well, they got to pay for college somehow.
Right. Right. Exactly.
So they're going to take that money that the college is giving them to play
to use life in general. Right.
Use that money to pay for college and to go right
back to
the school.
So
it's just
a vicious cycle of the money. So we'll put something out there for it to come back, for it to seem like a great idea. Oh, we're progressively moving towards the future with this. For it to only be a play for the money to come back to them anyway. Which 9 times out of 10, most deals are
probably
like that anyway.
Yeah.
It's a play for it to come back. I'll throw a little something out there for it to come back anyway.
Yeah. Why do you think Las Vegas is so successful?
Crooks.
They steal your money, but you keep going back.
No. Well, they don't even have to. They're smart crooks. They don't have to steal it. You'll give it to them.
That's true.
Right? Like a lot of you cats that are putting something on OKC tonight. Y'all just giving your money to Vegas. Don't give your money to Vegas. Donate some of that good money that you got going on thinking OKC's finna win this game to the lab. The Sports Lab Podcast.
There you go.
Sundays at 2.
There you go.
E-Bass and Coach Cook in the building. That's
right.
where you can donate that bread to.
That's right.
That's what I would say.
But yeah, so this is a huge topic.
Right.
I know we talked a little bit about the lower end schools, like the even HBCUs.
Yes, sir.
The Division IIIs.
So they'll be able to get some players. I remember that's what I said to you. I said they'll be able to pick up. They'll be able to, if they can get the funding to get the money to purchase the players, because that's what it is. It's a purchase, right? Yeah. They're making a purchase for a player. It could help that school gain the notoriety that it needs to possibly get more players to want to come there.
Right. Yeah, because all you need is one.
That's all you need.
One
is
superstar, and then I mean, look at well, I was gonna say look at Deion Sanders, but has he really recruited that many great players yet? I mean, I know maybe this is his first draft picks that he's had from coaching, right?
Yeah.
Hunter, and Shador.
Yeah, and his son.
Really, the only two that
and his other boy.
His other boys, yeah. So 3 draft picks so far.
And I'm quite sure a couple other guys that came that wanted to be down there when he was down there with him. A couple of defensive players, a couple other receivers and stuff like that. Even when he was in Colorado, people had mentioned going over there with him. But that's a wild topic.
That is.
That's too much.
I don't know if I would do that.
Would you? How would you feel if your dad was like that? Would you accept that, your dad being that, what's the word, not boisterous, vocal about your life and the decisions you make and being out there campaigning to sell of you?
No.
Would you support your dad doing that, or would you be like, Dad, chill out, let me get this, I got this?
Personally, myself, I'd be like, Dad, chill
out. Especially if your dad's Deion. Would you do that if your dad's Deion? Or would you let him help you? Because you know that would help.
I think if my dad's Deion, then I'm gonna have that 50% of his DNA, so I'm probably gonna be kind of like him
anyway.
So yeah, then I would definitely want him to help me out.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if it got overwhelming, if Dad was always in your business, if Dad was always in the cell of you to help you get into the market, that wouldn't put no pressure on you.
Yeah.
Because would people buy into you or buy in the fact that that's your dad?
That's your dad. Yeah. Yeah. That's the age-old question, because it happens a lot.
It does.
A lot of these athletes who are now older and have kids, and they were great athletes, are having kids follow them and come out of following their path. Yeah, it happens all the time. But yeah, I don't know. What about you?
I would like to play. I'm more of the behind the camera type dude. Just recently, I've gotten in front of the camera. What's happening? But no, I like to play behind the camera. I let he can catch my information at home for me, everything that he needs, and I got to let that guy go out there and do his own thing, find out his own way. full support in the background, but I don't need to be on the scene. It's not through. I don't need to live through him.
Right. You got to be your own person.
I got to be my own person. Let him be his own person.
Yeah. So the purchasing of high school players, that's what they are. The purchasing of high school players to be college players. Yay or nay? Your thought?
The purchase of high school players to be college players. So they're trying to get their bid in early at the high school level, is what you're saying?
Well, no, the college, like the D1s, recruiting these high school players to play for them, but they're gonna pay for that now. Give me your thoughts on that. What is your initial thought on paying college players?
I mean, that's tough because wasn't a player that got paid. I wouldn't.
Would you have liked to gotten paid when you were playing ball, or did you just not think about it?
You know what? I would have to look at the situation because if I was trying, if it was helping me to be productive at my home front, if it was allowing me to help my mom out and stuff like that, then yeah, okay, I wouldn't mind something like that. But knowing how I was at that time, you gave me that type of money, it probably would have corrupted me. I probably would. I'm gonna keep it real.
I mean, do you think that is that a possibility for these kids?
Of course, you see what these kids do with money now. So you give them some money to do this, and then next thing you know, you got a partner that say, "Hey, man, we can make a play over here." You got some guys. A lot of those guys gamble a lot too. So, I mean, they could just be throwing the money away. If they're not making good decisions with the money, then it's a terrible idea.
And that's a potential problem too. That's a potential problem.
Yep.
Giving 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds,
some good money,
some type of money
to do something with no restrictions, no guidance. It could be tough. So I'm kind of in the middle with that one right there. Like I said, it could help out a lot of these players because a lot of these players are using their skill due to the fact they're coming from nothing. So it could be beneficial on their home front, helping out their family, stuff like that. So it could, in that sense, yes, okay. In the other sense, it could be detrimental.
Yeah. Yep. Any type of money given to young kids can go this way or that way.
It's very questionable.
You don't know.
What else you got? What's the next one here you want me to fire off on? The next question you got for me? This yay or nay? Is this what we're doing right now?
Not really.
Is this a knockoff version of yay or nay?
This is just more of like a
personal
stuff. Just talking about stuff.
Talking ish. What's happening?
We got a couple minutes left, but did you see the comments? Man, I don't know if I want to bring this up right now, just because it is something that we did talk about last week. So I will bring it up quickly, and we won't talk a lot about it, but maybe just some initial feelings on it. I don't know if you saw it. Simone Biles comments on X about biological men in women's sports. She had something to say. She has something to say.
What did she say? I'll let you handle this one here.
She has something to say. So basically, she's in favor of having biological men play in women's sports, which just that right off the bat is so odd to me that a professional Olympian gymnastics who plays in a women's sport and is so good and is a genuine woman,
okay,
that she would comment about that it being okay for a biological man to join her. Really, that's what she's saying. Happily come on in and join us. It just seemed odd to me that she would say something like that.
Initially, if that's how she feels about it. If she's personally okay with it, then I say go for it. Maybe she sees something that we don't see. Maybe she feels like that addition could help further her fraternity. Maybe it could be a help to her fraternity, and she feels okay with it. If she's okay with it and others are okay with it, then it's a play. Make it happen. She's entitled to have that type of opinion.
She is definitely entitled.
She's entitled to have that opinion.
Yeah. It to me it was just odd.
It
just seemed kind of, I don't know.
I did not hear nothing about that.
This is what she said. This is the tweet that she gave. She said she was giving this. She was tweeting this out to Riley Gaines, who we mentioned last time. She was like the beginning advocate She was an athlete who I think she got beat by a male swimmer, and then she started bringing up attention to it, and now that's what she does. She advocates for all women in women's sports. And so Simone Biles, and I thought this was a joke, honestly. I was like, this doesn't seem real. This has got to be some kind of horrific, hacking. But she said at Riley Gaines, she says, "You're truly sick. All of this campaigning because you lost a race, straight up loser. You should be uplifting the trans community and perhaps finding a way to make sports inclusive or creating a new avenue which trans feels safe in sports. Maybe a transgender category in all sports," what we talked about.
But I said that though, right? I said
that's what we mentioned. Yeah.
That would kill. That would not kill. Let me see how can I say that would
alleviate
yes,
having to.
Beautiful word.
It would create a new line
right.
Yeah,
yes.
for the trans community. She says, but instead you bully them. One thing's for sure is no one in sports is safe with you around. Pretty brutal.
Wait a minute. Okay, well, I know we got several seconds here, so wait a minute. So who's doing the talking?
Simone.
Simone's doing the talking. And who is she aiming that conversation at?
Riley Gaines.
Riley Gaines.
Yes. And so go on Twitter if you're really interested in this. It's really just banter back and forth. One person has their opinion, the other one has their opinion, and they just.
I don't encourage that you do that. I feel like that's almost like a trap just to create some more confusion on either side, some more hostility on both sides by engaging in that, helping to promote that, whatever side of the fence you're on. Depending on what side you're on, I think you should either support it and go about support whatever side you support and leave it at that. It doesn't need to have all that extra involved into it. That's what I'm against.
Absolutely. Just respect the other person's opinion.
That's it. That's
Period.
all.
Yeah. So, I mean, if they want to talk, they can talk woman to woman, right? Just don't go on X and just start talking stuff.
Random.
Yeah.
Very
if you want to talk to somebody, talk to them face to face. Have a conversation outside of the cameras.
See, it almost feels like they might have wanted to do that to get a reaction from everybody else.
It really seemed that way.
Right. Let's just put that out there.
I've never seen Simone put something out like that.
Okay.
I've never seen that before.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe she has a new revelation.
Maybe she has a new revelation, and she's entitled to her.
And she's entitled to it. But if you have an opinion, talk to the person, especially, things like this.
Something like that. They can be blown out of proportion to so many other different ways, and now you got a whole nother issue. Which again, I'm just against that. That because nothing comes out of that. No understanding comes out of that. Frustration comes out of that.
Right.
And some hate comes out of that too.
It just gets people riled up.
It just gets people riled up, and the next thing you know, we're back at arms with one another yet again in this life.
All right.
I don't think it has to be that.
It's a vicious cycle.
It's an ugly cycle.
So that's how we want to end the show. How about you give them a positive affirmation?
If I had to go deep into the box of affirmations, look, just it's very simple. Let's just show some respect to one another. Let's be understanding to one another. Let's bring the love back. What's wrong with that? Let's quit walking around soulless and do it with some love and some understanding every day, all day, as much as we possibly can, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody out there in the world. Just be understanding to the situation.
Amen.
Respectful.
Absolutely.
I
like that. Thanks for that affirmation. So next week we're gonna be talking NFL or NBA.
Yes.
NBA finals.
I'm coming back to every last one of you OKC fans that's talking crazy right now. I'm coming back to you to let you know that Indiana did it again, game 2 tonight. And I'm gonna love it.
2 hours from now, everybody watch it. Yep, place a bet if you want.
But before you place the bet, make sure the rent is paid and
the bills are paid up.
And there's dog food for the pet. Don't waste your money, okay?
That's right.
Do right.
And make sure the lights are on. All right. We're coming back here next Sunday.
Next Sunday at 2. Oh, shout out to Buffalo Wild Wings, a major place out there in East
Mesa,
yes. Chandler. No,
Chandler.
Gilbert. It's in Gilbert. Buffalo Wild Wings, a beautiful place. A great environment, wonderful service. Every time I go there, the chicken wings are performed professionally, and the tater tots are dusted right. Buffalo Wild Wings.
Great food,
great time, great great service. I'm talking about above and beyond. These people are crazy. They're
And
amazing.
A great place to watch some sports.
Beautiful place to watch
That's right.
sports.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all next.